everyone, welcome to Passion for Books. My name is Kim. In today's video I'm going to do an update for you on my randomized reading list for May. If this interests you, please continue watching my video. So to start off the list, I'm going to do my two ebooks that I have on my Kindle, and I will either have the picture over here or over on here because I don't have a physical copy of those books. The first book that I did manage to finish off was the novel called Alpha by Karina Espinosa. It was a fairly easy read. It's a little over 300 pages, not quite 400. So I did manage to go through it. Did have to kind of think about the story that went on previously to this book, so it was kind of hard to jump in at the end of the series, but it did jog some memories as I was reading through it. And I did really enjoy that book, so I definitely will be keeping it, and it has intrigued me to go back and read the previous books in the series as well. I might do that over the summer. So highly recommend that book, but I definitely would read the previous books. It's not really a standalone book that you can just pick up and know what's going on. It does refer back to some things that happened in the previous books, but if you haven't read them, it's going to be difficult to really understand the background information as to how Ken's got to where she was. But I do recommend that series by her. Definitely would suggest picking that up if you're into the paranormal wolf type books, romance types books. The second book, I am currently maybe a quarter of the way through. This is The Last Sacrifice by Rochelle Mead. I'm on currently page 171, but there are like 586 pages, I believe. And if you follow me on Twitter or Goodreads, I do every day or every few days. If I've made some progress in the book, I'll update via that social media platforms. Again, it's just Passion for Books 79 is my handle for both Goodreads and Twitter and Instagram as well. So if you're interested in following me on those, that's where I do mini updates as I get through. So I am enjoying it. Again, this is the last book of the series. I have read through the series I think twice previously, so my memory of what's taken place, I'm going back and kind of thinking through that as well. It's a little bit slow going. This last week has been a challenge to do a lot of reading. We're kind of summing up the year, and it's very exhaustive at work. I've not had nearly as much time as I did the previous week to get a lot of reading done on any downtime that I had at work. And then when I've gotten home, I've just pretty much crashed and I've been mind wiped. So I haven't gotten as much reading done. I got quite a bit done last night, which is why I'm currently where I am at. I think I read 2 or 3 chapters last night and maybe a chapter or 2 this morning. So I am making progress. It's just a little bit slower. And I realized after my randomized number, and I've collected all of my books, that majority of them are tomes books. Most of them are over 500 pages or more, and it's been a challenge. So I think maybe next month I might only choose 3 books for each of them, so that I might have a better chance of finishing them out and still enjoy reading and not just reading to be reading, if that makes sense. All right, so another book that I did finish. So I think I have finished 2 books out of the 5 that were chosen for this round of the randomized reading series. I did finish Tonight or Never. It wasn't the book that I originally thought it was when I selected it. Very, very sweet read. Not as good as I remembered, but when I first read it, I mean, I was in probably my early 20s when I picked this book up first. So very sweet, very easy read. Chloe is not as strong of a heroine character as I like them now. She's still spunky. She still is very sweet. And she fell in love with her best friend that helped. They kind of grew up together when he came in on the scene, more or less adopted each other. in this time period, but she ended up manipulating him into marrying her, and it's all about how that came about. Been a very sweet read, very easy read. It's set in the Renaissance period. France was going through a kind of an uprising, is kind of the setting that this is based on. So if you like historical romance and you can get your hands on it for, I would look in maybe your used bookstores for Dara Joy, because I don't think she is sold out anymore. But if you can get your hands on it, it's a sweet read. It's an easy read if you love historical romance. So I would recommend if you can find it for inexpensive. The next book that I have gotten some reading done is my Harry Potter Order of the Phoenix. As you can tell, not very far through. I've got all of this to read. So again, it's another tome, but I am currently on page 207, I think, chapter 11. I think there are 38 chapters in this. So I'm hoping by the end of the month I can have this completed. So I don't think I'm doing horrendous on this TBR, but I've got some work to do. It's kind of a challenge this go around. The last book I have not started, and this was the Deathly Hallows one. I have not started it yet. I've got so many other books going on that I'm putting this on pause. DNS is what I call it, did not start this, as I don't think I'm going to be able to start this book with everything else that I have to read in this TBR, as well as just my books that I chose on my own, not with the randomized generator, and my other May TBR series. There are several books in that TBR that are also tomes, with a lot of them are right here that I'm working my way through. Those are the books from my Faith Box and my Bookcase Club subscription services. So that's 3 of those books, and then I had some from previous unboxings from previous months that I also included in that one, because I did want to read them. So I've gotten a lot of tomes and a lot of challenges to go through this month, and it's my first one. It is definitely a learning period, but I am proud that I have finished 2 books out of my 5 for my randomized series, and I'm probably going to DNS, not start this Deathly Hallows. It is probably my least favorite book out of the Harry Potter series, so I'm not too sad that I haven't started it, being that I still have a lot on the other one to do. It is what it is. I would love to have gotten to be able to do it, but I don't think it's going to happen this month, and that's okay. It's just this particular series is about enjoying the books I have, loving them, and that type of thing. And if they're books that are not a part of the series, then if I don't enjoy them, then I'll donate them or hand them off to someone who will enjoy getting to read them, and they're not just collecting dust on my shelves. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this update. I was excited to be able to share my progress with you guys. And until my next video, I hope you have a good one. Bye.